So officially I can say hello to everyone. First off, it's a kind of something to be here because I know it's my last time coming here at this place. I'm not living in Berlin, so I know I won't come again in this, let's say, mythical shop. For me, it's like 10 years ago, I just started to imagine I could do model by myself, and one of the really first strong event I had, it was coming to Berlin, showing to someone my first module ever, the Bishop Miscellany, and having the guy from Schneider's saying, yeah, we're gonna sell this. It's awesome. And it was like, coming here was kind of the beginning of Shakmat, so it feels like something that this place is disappearing, but I guess for the better, as you have a new place, I'm very curious to see now. So thank you also everyone for coming by. It's cool to see like kind of full room today for the workshop. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna perform for 20 minutes and then explain the batch I'm performing with. So I'm first a musician. I mean, I'm an engineer and a musician, but what really triggers me to do modules was really like the musical side of the instrument. I needed stuff that wasn't existing years ago, so at a certain point I was like, maybe I can start to create stuff. I need to do my own music. So music has always been the main motivation. Performing live was always been the main motivation to create new modules. That's why I think the approach of playing a piece of music for you is maybe the best approach to explain how it goes. So I hope you'll enjoy the music. I hope you will explain the explanation after. And after the batch deconstruction, I propose we can have more informal discussion. I can show or I can create tracks from scratch with this system. We can do it together with people joining me after. And we can have a beer and just discuss and have a good time. So I hope you will enjoy. thanks. So I'm just gonna take my phone to check the timing. And I said 20 minutes. I say I play 20 minutes. So thank you, everyone. Thanks. Yeah, we have to go to running into it, unfortunately. But we can jam after if you want. My pleasure to share this with you. Hello, Andreas. I haven't saw you before. So I was saying maybe I can do a quick round of the patch which is happening here. So as you can hear, there is rhythm, synths, and some like special effect glitches. I don't know how to call them. Let's go with the rhythmic step first. So obviously I have a kick drum, which is our battering ram. So let me reset everything here. Yes. Okay. So I get a first kick drum. So it's a kick drum. So you know what it is. We have different kind of drive in it. It's very easy to set up different style of kicks with it. So as you heard, I went to, let's say, 3 different musical genres, and I tried to do different kicks with it. I don't have any bass in my music usually. It's very percussive, plus some other medium synths layering on top. So what I'm doing is taking the kick as a bass also. But when you're doing a simple pattern, let's take a very simple pattern. Okay, I got this pattern running. And to have this impression of bass, of movement in the bass, what I'm doing is I'm adding some LFO on the drive things here. And it really gives you, I don't know if you get it. So it's from the Mod Medusa, which is what we call a Euclidean LFO. So Euclidean LFO means we have like patterns of LFO with different speeds that can fit different rhythmic patterns, such as the Euclidean patterns. And so that's why in the first track, for example, to have this like ace movement. On the last track, I was more into distortion. And if you remove the LFO, you have something which is a bit less alive. So it helps giving life to the bass I don't have finally, which is again always on the same tune, which is pretty handy in my case. Second track I have, it's like a set of different percussions. So this is the only thing which are not coming from a Shakmat module. Actually, not exactly, because I gave myself a challenge. I'm gonna do a live set just with the Shakmat modules, but I need some stuff we don't have yet, like for example a snare. And in order to do a snare drum, I did another small system, which I have at home and not here, with a couple of Banshee Reach, which are analog VCOs, a Santos gate, sequencer with a Bishop miscellany, Bart quartet, triple steeple, and Mod Medusa, and that was it. And I give the challenge to sound design snares, pads, and kind of glitches that sometimes run on the LFO free running. I'm just putting this on the fader here. Sorry for the delay. And so I have the 2 you're hearing now, they are snares. I did so with all these basic modules. I guess some of you know a bit how to synthesize drums, how to mix them together. So with the Banshee Reach, I have 2 VCOs. And one thing which is pretty handy with the Banshee Reach, so this is what we're hearing right now, is we have what we call a disorder mode. And so we are disrupting the signal. I know I didn't use these features in the live, but it's my noise source to create different percussions with it. Let's maybe move to the first track. The first track and the fourth track, they are made by the 2 same modules, which are the Archer's Rig. So the Archer's Rig, there's this, let's say, I add synthesizers, but it can do a bit more than this. Let's say it suits well for a lot of different high-pitch percussion. So sing bells, high-pitch glitches, and so on. So what you can do also with the Banshee, the Archer's Rig, is you can use it in drone mode. And what I was doing in the first track, where I have those very inharmonic so it's a simple layer of source of 808 squares, and I have a comb filter and a bandpass filter playing on top of it. So it's a preset, so I have to unlock the potentiometers. As you can hear, I can easily randomly set up different tunes, and in the delay it's always so. Also the Archer's rig can do simple hi-hat stuff, like you can hear. And the Archer's rig also got a randomizer, which allows to randomize separately each parameters. And from that, you can think about like percussions, like cymbals with just a bit of life on natural grooves in it, like natural accents. So I randomize a bit the filter, I randomize a bit the level, and so on. So I just get a straight pattern going taka 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 in it, and that allows to do this kind of more complex percussion. And if you push the randomizer really far, you can have crazy glitches like I used in the last track. Yeah, sorry, just removing. There we go. You get like instant IDM effect. So what I was doing to make some kind of breaks like this. And I think it's pretty it for the Archer's rig. Then we have two tracks with a Ballista Blast. Ballista Blast, there are two monophonic synth voice. It's a hybrid digital and analog. So you have VCO, which is basically digital, where you can be in subtractive mode, and you have the analog part will come in place, which is filters, VCA, distortions. As you can see, I have different, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, I have different engine, which can be wavetable, classic, FM. So the classic, they are simple mix of saw and squares, so everywhere you can imagine, like dual, super saw, super square, sync, all the classic stuff you can imagine with analog subtractive synthesizers. You have also a wavetable engine, and you have also an FM engine where you get rid of the filters, but you have no tree controls on different algorithms. So I can show you maybe a picture. I don't know if you can see it. Different pictures of operators. It's a mix of operators to create different patch where we created 3 different macros. And I use quite a lot the FM engine on this live to create pads, or maybe this percussion was, where was it? Was there. Yeah, I have to recall my pot. You can go to another engine. You can also use only ratios for the modulator. Four, yeah. And so, you know properly the screen. For example, this one is 4 carrier. We're just choosing the tuning. It's in ratio mode. No, it will sound very like natural harmonics. But you can have also inharmonic harmonics, like 4 signs together. This one is with also a noise modulator. This is a typical modulator and carrier with a wave folder. And you have different sounds you can easily achieve like this. So please note the Ballista Blast along the Bishop Miscellany and the Griffin's Close are still prototype. We are about releasing the Griffin's Close by the end of the year, and we're working hard to beginning of 2025 having the Ballista and the Bishop Miscellany MK2 available. So how do I sequence the Ballista Blast with the Bishop's Miscellany? So there it's like sequence I recorded at home, like using a simple CV Gate keyboard like this. So it's a CV Gate recorder, but it has also the ability to have what we call the gen and regen stuff. So it's different algorithm which allows to create music from nothing, from randomness. So the first obvious one, for example, it's what I use in the first track, just to make small intervention like this. And mixed to the preset I used, which the Ballista Blast also have a randomizer. This combination of the two modules can start to speak by himself. And so you can play like this, like total random IDM, or just do. It's a lot of delay. It's a principle I like, as you saw earlier with one of the Archer's rig, just to add random breaks at the end of the phrases. It's for the music I'm making. It really helps to give accidents, which are usually very happy. It's something to be able to control them and to find the right patch to fit into your music. But yeah, the main idea is to have stable layers and then be able to add random layers on top of that to just bring life to the music. The second Ballista Blast is the exact same combo. I'm using it also with a Bishop Miscellany and what do we have here? It's a FM patch, because I'm just creating kind of a riser pad, which I can cut. I can show you after, but I was speaking about generating new riffs from scratch. But we have also what we call the regen algorithms, which take a sequence and mangle the sequence by itself. So if some people are familiar with a Bishop Miscellany MK1, there was this length and shift on the buffer, so you were able to take a certain length, reduce it, and then choose which slice you want to play, exactly like in a sampler. And you have this kind of features also in the module, but also like stuff to recreate, like we had an algorithm inspired from the Deja Vu from the Marbles, for example. So it's a tool which can be interesting to record, prepare live sets, to add presets, and to be able, I don't know if you see it over here, you get what we call a playlist. So you can just simply say, okay, those patterns, I want to put them in that order in order to play the live. So you just have to do next, next, next every time. That's why it's kind of easy for me to go from track to tracks and keep on evolving really fast in the live. Next track, easy. It's a subtractive voice. So we have 2 VCOs which are doing some FM. So we have a kind of gentle, FMs. Yeah, there is some feedback happening also in the patch. That's why it's so. I can add more chaos in the patch. I'm using it in combination with a Santos gate, which is now set up like a one channel of VCF. It's a low-pass filter inspired by, let's say, a bit MS-20-ish silent key topology. But yeah, also has like another kind of filter which is way more gentle. Let's remove maybe the chaos thing I added. Yeah. So we have able to have a more bubbly resonance. And let's go back with the chaos thing. What I also added is the Griffin's close here, which is a quad fader recorder. Actually, it's a quad attenuator recorder with faders. So I got 4 inputs, which are normalized to an offset, and 4 outputs, and I can simply dial, let's say, this is an injection of the VCO in another one, so it's creating like a kind of lot of feedback. But the good thing is, it's good. And as you heard, and as you saw, I didn't put much energy to have this completely sync. You can hear I got like a normal amount of bar, like a one bar modulation happening there. It's because we found out that knob recorders are very cool, but if you want to be really performative with them, you must be able to, in live situation, without having to count in your head exactly the number of steps. So we're speaking about 16 steps here. You don't have to count them to be able to have a regular loop at 16, 32 steps and so on, because there is a mode which automatically recognizes the number of bars you wanted to make, like in a 4/4 situation right now. What do you have else? Yeah, the two last tracks are also coming from the samplers. So we got this one, which is a pad I'm using at the end, and it's run into a dual dagger, which is a stereo filter. So we got 24 dB high pass and low pass in stereo. I'm also using this track. Let's take another preset over here. No, it's not this one. It's this one. Yeah, let's do this. I can simply, yeah, just recorded a random patch at home and just running all over the place always. And just with that knob, I can, this kind of small details I was speaking about, like adding this bit of randomness sometimes just brings alive to music. And the last track, which is before my mixer, is a simple, oops, I'm not really familiar with this sampler actually. Yeah, which is just loops running. It's a bit the same thing, but it's like a sync loop. So yeah, I think it's pretty it for the set. So what I added also, I don't have only my modular, so people which will watch on YouTube can get this. I also got a all Mackie mixer and a couple of pedals, eventide space and a timeline delay. Because we don't have that, and I fucking love effects, so that's why I'm adding this over here. How this should evolve and what I don't have over here. A lot of modules from Shakmat now are coming with a feature which is called the select bus, which we are not the only ones using this. And right now it would be very practical to have this. Everything is set up in every prototype to work with the select bus. But select bus basically is like a program change in MIDI that go through the power cable. So we can do a simple demonstration, but I think this is what I was thinking. This case does not handle select bus. I did not even try it. I was changing preset everywhere. But with
to the CV and gate rails?
Yeah, it's by the CV rail. Yeah. Only the CV rail. So you're sending MIDI messages, and it's basically program changes. So the battering RAM, even if it doesn't look like having memory as a preset memory with select bus, Archerswick you had 96 presets which are recallable by select bus. Ballista it's not implemented yet, but got the select bus also. The clock compound, so I didn't spoke about this little module here, but it's just my clock source with a stop, a play. And it's I'm not a very groove man in this kind of music, but it got a big set of grooves, micro timing groove, and humanizing, which can feel more, maybe for more low tempo or more house music productions. The miscellany will also have a select bus could be able to be a receiver and transmitter. And the goal when we will finish those two modules, the miscellany and the ballista bass, in this kind of patch, would be to have every time you're changing a preset on your Shakmat Bishop miscellany, it can send to a ballista with its own address to say, okay, I want the pattern number 6, just load the preset number 6 on the ballista. So we want to create some kind of, let's say, not techno, because not really playing techno, but let's say club music system by mixing what we find in like more regular gear, like think about drum machines, synths, and so on. The ability to have presets if you want or not, and also the ability to have the modularity and the choice of all the module you want into a system. We, little by little, reaching to the point this system will be operational. I guess in a year, all the system will be working with Selectbus in a more proper way. And I think I told a bit everything I wanted to say. And it's 40 minutes. I did it. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, let's go right after. Thank you.